Good afternoon, my dear students. I have been with the program after a few days break, but do not worry, I have covered questions from all the days that we have lost. Today we shall be discussing the newspaper dated February 11 and of course questions from 9, 10 and 11 putting together. You may please encourage all of us, my team and I myself, by giving likes to our programs. Please share our program and give your positive comments against the program. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and our other social media platforms. That will be a great encouragement to all of us. So we shall start without wasting much time the newspaper analysis of February 11 and questions from February 9, 10 and 11. Both sides disengaging from Pangong Lake area, says China. Twitter must follow Indian laws, says Centre. We know that China has traditionally not accepted or has got disputes in 3 Indian territories. They are Ladakh, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. China has not accepted India's sovereignty over a few provinces in Ladakh, on Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. But the issue of Sikkim was settled a few years ago and China finally accepted India's sovereignty over Sikkim. So Sikkim is no longer a troubled place to us, but as far as Arunachal Pradesh is concerned, China has got claim over Arunachal Pradesh. China says that Arunachal Pradesh is a part of southern Tibet. Tibet is a part of China, so there is a claim that China makes on Arunachal Pradesh and of course on Ladakh. In June, in the Galvan Valley, Chinese and Indian armies were face to face, and after 1960s war, for the first time India lost our Jawans in the eastern part of our border, and Chinese soldiers were also lost their they also lost their lives, a few. So Indian soldiers, 20 in number, lost their lives. So now Chinese and Indian commanders have been negotiating to find a solution to solve the issue, border issue, and both sides disengaging from Pangong Lake area, says China. Chinese military announced on Wednesday that frontline troops of India and China had begun disengaging in a synchronized and organized manner from north and south banks of Pangong Lake, where both sides have been locked in a standoff for months, which was the first step in a long process of disengagement and de-escalation. So there has been escalation of tensions on India's Chinese border. Twitter must follow Indian laws, says the Centre. We know that government has asked Twitter to take away nearly 1,100 accounts, Twitter accounts, but Twitter said that all accounts cannot be taken away as it will be against the policy of the company, and company is completely following the laws of the land. The government and Twitter at loggerheads over issues related to content removal and freedom of expression. The Centre on Wednesday expressed deep disappointment over the microblogging platform's partial compliance of its orders grudgingly and with substantial delay. In a video conference with Twitter's Vice President of Global Public Policy and Deputy General Counsel and Vice President Legal Jim Baker, Information Technology Secretary Ajay Prakash said, while Twitter was free to formulate its own rules and guidelines, Indian laws which are enacted by Parliament must be followed irrespective of Twitter's own rules, according to the ministry statement. So clearly the Twitter and the Government of India are at loggerheads. There are differences of opinion between the company and the government. There are people who believe that yes, any company that is operating in India has to follow the rules of the land. But in this instant case, there are people who believe that government diktats should not be to control the freedom of speech that is guaranteed by the Constitution. So Twitter said that no action had been taken against the accounts of news media entities, journalists, activists and politicians. To do so, we believe, would violate their fundamental right to free expression under Indian law. Article 19(2) of the Indian Constitution guarantees us freedom of speech and expression. So Twitter is a platform through which citizens may express their what they want to, their conscience. It is a constitutional guarantee. A government diktat cannot curtail a guarantee by none other than the Constitution. So anyway, hopefully there may be a meeting point between Twitter and the government, and both sides will understand their limitations. Media as target. This is a Hindu editorial. Thank you very much, Khushbu, for the comment. Ordinarily, searches and seizures are legitimate starting point of an investigation done on the basis of prior information. But the enforcement department's ED's raid, the enforcement department has raided the digital news platform Clerk, and in the residence of its promoter and editor-in-chief have invited justified condemnation from organizations representing the media. Enforcement department has raided the office of the new digital platform Clerk. There is every likelihood that this operation is linked to the platform's in-depth coverage of ongoing protests as well as various struggles of people and the grassroots organizations that represent them. Ostensibly arising from an FIR registered by the Delhi police some months ago, the ED is said to be investigating alleged money laundering to the tune of 30 crore. Not much is known about the nature of police case, but the agency is empowered by the Prevention of Money Laundering Act to investigate if proceeds of a crime related to predicate offence have been laundered. Listen, Clerk, the digital news platform, have been actively coming out with news that would portray certain struggles in India, certain ongoing protests in India. It is clearly the reference of the farmers' protest. Immediately a government agency, the enforcement department has swung into action, and they have raided the Clerk's office. Of course, it is based on an FIR made by the Delhi police. Delhi police a few months ago put an FIR. All of a sudden, 3 months later, the enforcement directorate is investigating, raiding the office and residential premises of its director of Clerk. So there are people who would believe that it is a governmental excesses, executive excesses. Let the law take its own course, but make sure that there is a growing intolerance on the part of the government to pay heed to criticism. Recently, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, the congressman, and Rajiv Sardeshai, the FIR were put against them for the tweets that they made, and it was the Supreme Court finally that's given a stay, has given a stay to the arrest of, possible arrest of Dr. Shashi Tharoor and Rajiv Sardeshai. Origin and spread. This article relates to the Wuhan investigation by the World Health Organization. We know that it has been more than a year since the beginning of the pandemic, but the root cause, where has it, the origin of the pandemic is yet to be proved beyond doubt. There was a theory that was that the pandemic originated from the Wuhan Virology Institute, but that could be proved only when a proper investigation could be conducted. Initially, China prevented the World Health Organization scientists to visit China and investigate. It took almost 12 months for the World Health Organization to start the investigation, direct investigation in China. But anyway, finally the Wuhan is visited by the World Health Organization. The joint team of China and World Health Organization are conducting investigation in Wuhan, and they have beyond doubt proven that the leak, the so-called leak theory, is no longer standing. Meaning, before December 2020, there has not been, in 2019, before 2019 December, there has not been any evidence for pandemic, eruption of pandemic in China. So, by concluding that the virus leaked from a laboratory in China's Wuhan, where SARS-CoV-2 virus first emerged, is extremely unlikely and did not require further study. So, they have concluded beyond doubt that it is, the leak theory is no longer valid, meaning the virus got leaked from the Wuhan's Virology Institute. So, please read a good article, an informative article. India, China agreed to return to pre-April 20 positions. This we have already discussed. China and India have agreed to return to pre-April 2020 position in eastern Ladakh. It was in Ladakh that Indian and Chinese army were face to face, and in skirmishes both the armies lost Jawans. Indian army lost its 20 Jawans in the standoff. Now they have decided at the 9th commander level meeting, they have decided to disengage and move back to their positions prior to April 2020. China had no role in Sri Lanka's decision on ECT, East Container Terminal. In the East Container Terminal, India and Japan jointly agreed with Sri Lankan government to develop the East Container Terminal port in Colombo, and India and Japan together decided to take 49% stake, and the balance 51 would go to Sri Lankan Port Authority. But unilaterally, Sri Lanka withdrew from this agreement, and that was a disappointment. That was to the disappointment of India. India is exerting diplomatic pressure on Sri Lanka to reverse the decision. Now the Sri Lanka foreign minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that This decision has nothing to do with China, and China has no role in Sri Lanka's decision on East Container Terminal. Trump's trial begins with footage of siege. Donald Trump is no longer in the White House, he is no longer the President of United States of America, but the Senate has decided to continue with the impeachment motion. If Donald Trump is impeached, then he cannot contest the 2024 presidential election, which he wants to do. So we have to closely follow this news, and we do not know what is going to happen. The Senate has given a green signal. Even if the Senate has given a green signal, it will be very difficult for the impeachment motion to get passed, because Senate is divided 50-50, 50 to Democrats, 50 to Republicans. So it takes 2/3 majority to impeach a president for the impeachment motion to get passed. Government pegs Air India provisional loss in financial year 20 at 7,982 crore. Air India is one of the companies that government has decided to sell. Air India has been available for sales for the past 2 years, but there is no takers for Air India. The last year was very difficult year for all airline companies, and Air India's loss last year was 7,982 crore. The first question, please answer. On February 10, 2020, the State Bank of India's home loan portfolio has crossed rupees dash lakh crore mark. Yes, let the answers come. It's a very important question for your examination. Yes, the answer is correct. It is 5 lakh crore. The real estate and housing business units of SBI has grown 5 times in the last 10 years, from 89,000 crore in 2011 to 5 trillion, meaning 5 lakh crore, rupees 5 trillion in 2020-2021. State Bank of India's target is to grow to cross 7 trillion Indian rupee by 2024. So on February 10, the State Bank of India's home loan assets crossed to 5 trillion, and its target for 2024 is to grow to 7 trillion. So home loan business is something that State Bank of India focuses very much. Very important question. SBI eyes 40% increase in home loans to 7 lakh crore by 2024. The bank crossed to 5 lakh crore mark on Wednesday, February 10. The real estate and housing business unit of SBI has grown 5 times in the last 10 years, with asset under management of 89 crore in 2011 to 5 trillion in 2021. Very important news for those who aspire to become bankers. Second question. Banwarilal Purohit is the governor of Maharashtra, Telangana, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu or Karnataka? Let the answers come quickly. He was in the news for some controversial decisions or inaction, not for his action but for his inaction, he was in the news. Yes, Anjana has given the answer. He is the governor of Tamil Nadu. He was in the news for not giving pardon to Perarivalan. He is yet to give remission to Perarivalan in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. He has put the bill to the President of India's court, contrary to State Cabinet's advice. State Cabinet had advised him to give remission to Perarivalan, but he said it was not within his ambit of power to give remission to Perarivalan, and he said it is up to the President of India to decide. So this was a highly disappointing news. The next question: clemency powers of the President of India is defined under dash article of the Indian Constitution. Now Perarivalan's case may go to the President, and President can offer him clemency. Which article of the Indian Constitution confers on the President the power to offer clemency? That is the question. Yes, let there be more responses. Very good. The clemency powers are defined under Article 72 of the Indian Constitution. As per Article 72 of the Indian Constitution, President of India can give clemency to any convict. Clemency powers of the governor of the state is defined under Article dash of the Indian Constitution. Listen, this has become an issue in the limelight. So corresponding articles will become very important. That is the significance of these questions. Clemency power of the President was defined in Article 72. Now the question is, clemency powers of the governor are defined under which article? Very good, Anakha. It is Article 161 that defines clemency power of the governor. Article 161. President 72, Governor 161. The fifth question: which Indian has won the ICC's, International Cricket Council's, inaugural Player of the Month award? Is it won by Ajinkya Rahane, Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah, R. Ashwin, or Rishabh Pant? Who won ICC's first inaugural Player of the Month award? Yes, it is won by Rishabh Pant. The fifth option is correct. Rishabh Pant is correct. Sixth question: India will become a member of select countries that have limited industrial trans fat to 2% by mass of the total oil fats present in the product by January which year? Denmark was the first country that took actions to limit trans fats present in any eatable commodity. Presence of trans fats is harmful to human health. It is proven beyond doubt. Once trans fats were controlled, that reduced the death due to cardiovascular diseases remarkably in many countries. So India has taken the lead to limit it to 2% of the total, 2% by mass of the total oils, fats present in any product, and this is to be achieved by 2022. Second option, many students have given me the answer, very good. Seventh question. In the latest union budget, the government expressed its policy stand to exit all businesses in the non-strategic sectors with only a bare minimum presence in the 4 broad sectors. These strategic sectors include the following except: government will limit its presence in only 4 broad sectors. Which one of the following is not included in that group? We know, we discussed in detail while we discussed the budget, that the finance minister clearly said it is a clear-cut policy change in the mindset of the government, that we will remain, the state will remain only in the barest minimum possible sectors, meaning government is very much open to privatizing its assets in many sectors of businesses. Atomic energy, space, defense, insurance, transport and telecom, power, petroleum, coal and other minerals, banking and financial services, which is not included. A very easy pick to anyone who has watched my budget analysis, the newspaper, February 2 newspaper, which when I analyzed in detail the budget. Anybody who went through it in detail would answer this question. I am surprised not to have responses from you. I am very much surprised that I do not get answers from you. The answer is insurance sector. Listen, LIC is up for sale, a general insurance company is up for sale. Government has said that it will sell its stake in Life Insurance Corporation, and government said that one general insurance company is also up for sale. So it is no longer a strategic sector. Rather, the government said government investment will be protected in these 4 sectors of broadly atomic energy, space and defense, transport and telecom, power, petroleum, coal and other minerals, banking and financial services. In these 4 sectors, government investment will continue, but in insurance they have decided that it is no longer will be a strategic sector. Question number 8. With which country has India signed an agreement to construct Shahut Dam to supply drinking water to its capital city? Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan. It is the answer is Afghanistan. It is supply of water to Kabul. Afghanistan is the answer. The next, Safer Internet Day was observed on. Safer Internet Day. Safer Internet Day is observed on February 3. Safer Internet Day, February 3. Question number 10. The Union government has launched a new central scheme titled formation of 10,000 farmer produce organizations with the budgetary provision of dash. A question on budget. Farmer produce organizations, very important. 10,000 in number will be 6,865 crore. 6,865 crore. My dear students, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the participation. Make sure that you participate in the program on a daily basis. Come after reading the papers. Tomorrow I shall be discussing today's newspapers. You have got ample time. Read the newspapers, prepare your general awareness notes, then attend the program to have the best use of it. So I am very sure that you all are, I hope that you are all are benefited by the program. Thank you very much for the participation. At 3 o'clock we shall meet again with another session on either QA, math or reasoning. Goodbye.